Welcome to Wild Breakaway with Mike Greenlay. I'm Audra Martin. The Wild had the largest crowd of the season on hand today, and if they were Wild fans, they walked away pretty happy seeing their team overcome a 2-0 deficit in the third period, 4 unanswered goals to pick up 2 huge points against the visiting Winnipeg Jets.
Definitely. These are the kind of game that I like to call a growth game because you learn so much about your team when you're able to win games like this. The Wild are trying to keep the Winnipeg Jets behind them in the standings, a Central Division foe. They were able to do that because they're right on their heels. The Wild dropped down 2-0 and they weren't scoring on the power play. They're 0 for 6 in this game. How do you do it? You have to find other ways to score. You have to find your 5-on-5. You have to find the depth of your lineup. And they do. Nino Niederreiter down on the fourth line gets a goal and an assist, and he plays a great game. Eric Stahl, another third period cardiac kid goal that he has scored so many of in his career, especially in his Wild career. So the Wild, a real growth game here. Devin Dubnyk with an illness, up steps Staylock makes 26 saves. There's so many reasons, so many elements to this game that shows that this lineup is able to step up for each other. We knew it was going to be physical. It was that, and it was very entertaining. A great win for the Wild.
Very entertaining. Tempers flaring, plenty of pushing and shoving, and a ton of energy inside the XL Energy Center, watching the Wild outshoot the Jets 39-28, like you said, 0 for 6 on the power play. So that snaps that 5-game streak with a power play goal in each of those games. Tough to see that come to an end, but a nice job. 3 for 4 on the PK here tonight. Overall, a very happy head coach.
Anytime you rally from 2 down in the third, it feels good. I mean, it was. I thought it was just a heck of a hockey game. You know, I mean, quite a difference in the crowd was really energized from the beginning, and I think it was more like a playoff game than it was like, say, taking nothing away from teams that we play in the Eastern Conference and stuff, but that's what I thought. It was definitely a Central Division game.
So now the Wild have a few days to enjoy this victory, a couple days to relax and practice, get back to work on Tuesday as they welcome the Arizona Coyotes to town. It was the Coyotes, the win over the Coyotes, a 2-1 victory earlier in the season that really got things back on track for the Wild after that slow start to this season.
Yeah, you know, and the Coyotes had a slow start. They started to score some more goals. They started to be more competitive. They're still out of the playoff picture by 4 points right now, and they got a lot of teams to jump over. But these are the types of games where you cannot take a team lightly. The Wild looked at the last few games before the Winnipeg game where they said, hey, if we play right, we're going to win all those. Well, guess what? You went 2-2 in those games. So you can get beat by teams that you think you should beat if you're not ready. So the Minnesota Wild were ready for the Winnipeg Jet game. They came out, and even though they were down 2-0, they fought and they figured out a way how to win that hockey game. You don't want to put yourself in that situation too many times. Yes, it's a growth game. You don't want to grow too much. You don't want to test yourself too much. And against the Arizona Coyotes, it should be just a good, methodical, hard playing game for the Minnesota Wild, and they can find another 2 points in the standings.
Yep, they are 4 points ahead of the Winnipeg Jets. We'll see if they can add to it on Tuesday night. We look forward to seeing that. And for Mike Greenlay, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us tonight on Wild Breakaway.